Like they've explained, I lead the Amazon Web Services team for startups, covering Africa and the Middle East. And during my time, I've really come across a lot of small businesses, a lot of startups, and some of the challenges they have. So remember what I said, it's an interactive session, right? No. Guys, it can't be like this. Shay, you remember, interactive session? Very good. So there's something we're going to do. We're going to vote at various points in the presentation. Are we agreed? Right? Okay. So before you vote, I'm going to explain each vote. Remember, this is a practice vote, right? So on the right, we have who? A. Flavor Nabanya. Do you know, it took me almost 10 minutes to look for a picture where he didn't have his shirt off. It was very funny. Everywhere, his shirt was out, his chest was out. Who do we have? B. Okay. So when I say A, the people that are supporting candidate A, you clap for him, make your voice heard. And then when I say B, you clap for the person. Are we aligned? Okay, let's try. So who is voting for A? Okay. Let's see if we can get as much noise for B. I protest, though. I protest. Working. So we've practiced. We're going to be using it throughout the presentation. So I'm here today to talk about how to build and grow your business, okay? And I know some of you here are startups. Some of you are small business owners. Some of you are planning to start your business. This is a very important percentage. It is estimated that 95% of startups and small businesses fail in their first 5 years. This is alarming. And if we go to the next slide, we see that there are quite a number of issues that cause a business to fail. Sometimes it's the founders, the owners. I know a lot of us have been hearing stories of founders that didn't plan their money right and they went out of business. Am I correct? Oh, it's interactive. I don't want to remind us again. Am I correct? Thank you. The other thing is the product or the service. It just doesn't fit. In startup world, we call it product market fit. You have spent all your time building a product nobody wants, nobody asks for, and nobody wants to pay for. And sometimes it's the team. I don't know if any of you saw Horrible Bosses that trended about 2 years ago. It trended on Twitter for weeks. People that were unhappy working in small businesses and startups. This is sometimes a problem. And sometimes you just can't find the money. When I was here last year, so many companies came to me and said, how do we find money? So we'll talk about that a bit. But most importantly, we find people that are not close to their customers. So let us try and look at some of these factors. And I really hope for those of you that are about to build or building, some of these things would make sense to you. So the next slide, please. This is one of my favorite business quotes. I have a lot. It says, things you don't need to launch your product or your company. A great name. I'm consulting with a business. It's an amazing business. I think it's going to do very well in market. But you know the problem? She's waiting for divine inspiration around the name for 2 years. I told her, can't you call it Apple? Can't you call it Blue and just start? You do not need a great name. And I know I'm speaking to somebody in the room right now, that you have delayed starting your business because you're waiting for a great name. Sometimes you're looking for a one-word domain. You're looking for that perfect web address. Sometimes you're looking for a website. There's a startup now that has revenues of over $10 million a month. It is a fintech. They do micro lending. They started their business on WhatsApp. That's where they started their business. They found product market fit on WhatsApp. So all these things you don't need to start your business. What you need is a product that solves a problem for someone, and that is it. Sometimes the problem that you're solving for might be you're helping somebody buy hair. Sometimes it might be the problem you're solving for is helping somebody transfer money from Canada to Nigeria. That is what you need. So for those of you that have been thinking of the perfect name to build websites, to go and put one work domain to start your business, don't do that. Start your business with the smallest amount of cash you can think of with tools that already exist. All right, so let's go to the next slide. So you've started your business, right? And now I don't know who's moving slides for me. So just pause, don't move again. So we said one of the reasons companies fail is because of founders, right? The owners of the business. So we're going to do another vote. Are we ready? All right, let's go to the next slide. So remember, you can't vote yet. You can't vote yet. On A, we have a business owner that works several hours a day, late into the night, hard life. So B, who do we have? Soft life, Abi. Shade the skin is giving. Is shining. So we're going to vote. As a business owner, do you want to do hard life, tough life, or do you want to do soft life? Wait. Who votes for A? Hold the phone. Who votes for B? I'm very sorry to disappoint you, but our dear convener of this amazing program works very hard, even though he looks fresh as a maize, innit? The thing is, as a business owner, you can't have a soft life. And I don't know if I'm breaking tables for some of you, but they have to be broken. You are building a business. So if we go to the next slide, some of the things you have to think of is when you start your business. I don't want to call out people that are like him, that you're selling anything and everything. If they tell you people are buying air, you'll be like, Omo, bros, make we package them. We go sell them. We go run them. You have to like your product. You have to like your service. You know why you need to like it? Because as a business owner, as a startup founder, you're going to go through some challenging times, and you have to really believe in what you're doing. And I have this question sometimes from new business owners. They said, Napa, what if it's just a great product I can sell? Yes, you can do that, but you still have to like it. You have to believe in it. So that those months where you cannot meet payroll, those months when you have challenging customer conversations, you're able to overcome it. This is important. So as a business owner, you're not going to have the soft life, right? But you'll be able to prioritize and have an amazing balance in your life, but you're going to have to work hard. So if we go to the next slide, what are some of the things as the founder you should be aware of? The first thing is you must be business literate. This involves financial intelligence. You have to know how much it costs to acquire a customer. You have to know what your unit economics is. Like for every product, how much does it cost to produce it? Or how much does it cost to make people use it? It's very important. Apart from that, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence as a business owner means you know how to process your emotions. It's not every day you are angry. Huh? Things are tough in the business. You're taking it out on your employees. You're taking it out on your customers. You have not built that capacity to manage your emotions. Emotional intelligence is very important. Adaptability. So many businesses closed down during COVID, but they didn't have to because the owners were not able to adapt to the new normal. Several businesses survived and several businesses thrived because they were able to adapt. And that comes from leadership of the owner. And then being able to solve difficult problems. You know, there's a proverb I use, pray, but move your feet. So even though you're depending on quite a number of things to help you through a problem, you need to be able to solve problems. And the last point is strategy. How do you enter the market? What price do you enter the market at? What's the competitive landscape in your business area? So one of the people on the next slide that you'll see that I admire so much is Steve Jobs. He was the CEO of Apple when the first iPhone launched. For us in tech, this guy is an icon. He was an amazing visionary leader, so much so that Apple continues to grow even after he has left. But this man wasn't good with emotional intelligence, and I encourage you to read his story if you haven't. He had to learn to grow. So even though you don't know all these things, as an owner, as a founder, don't worry, you'll get there. Just keep going at it, keep learning step by step, and then understand the things you need to know to be amazing as a founder. Are we ready for another vote? No interaction again. Did I lose you guys with hard life? Okay, that's good. The next thing that causes customers to fail, another thing that causes small businesses to fail is lack of focus on customers. Okay, so the next slide. Do we know who is on A? Thames, right? Amazing singer, soulful. And who is B? Tiwa Savage, right? Right? Maybe some of you don't know both of them. Just try and vote, Sha, and don't vote twice, okay? So we can have clean elections. So out of these two singers, whose music do you prefer? Are we ready? No, guys, we have a rhythm going now, right? I will tell you A, then you vote, B, vote. Even though I'm still disappointed by Flavor's vote, but I'm moving on. Who is voting for A? Nice. Nice. B? Okay, so this was an interesting vote. I didn't think Tiwa would win, but I personally prefer Tiwa. I hope this is not being recorded, Sha, but do you notice how you connect to their music? You know you are their customers, but you are not customers, you are fans. For the person you clap for, if the person releases music, you're going to go and listen to it, am I right? That is how your customers need to feel about you. So let's go to the next slide. This is a question I ask all businesses. Do you like your customers? Those people that buy products, buy services from you, do you really like them? Because the way you treat them sometimes, I don't understand. They are not even your fans because you don't do the necessary things to make sure they stay happy. And then optimize your processes. Even if you start on WhatsApp, as you start getting more orders, start looking for ways to make it easier for your customers to get to your product. And if you don't know, look at the marketing funnel. It's a really good tool for business owners to use. You can note it down. Marketing funnel. You move from awareness into consideration and purchase. But I won't go into that today. So do you know how expensive it is to acquire a new customer? Don't you think it's cheaper just to keep the ones you have? Right? So you have to treat them well. If I hear from any of the businesses, any of my portfolio companies, that it's taking the customer a harder or longer time to get to product or service, it infuriates me. Because you finally got the customer to consider your product. Another thing in optimizing processes is data. I've seen this a lot in small businesses. I buy from you once, and you never look for me again. The truth is, if a customer has bought from you once, they'll buy from you again. You need to present the options to them to buy. And then marketing. I've already talked about the marketing funnel. I think it's something you should look at. But also consider offline marketing, not only digital. Mix it and make sure the mix is in line with data. Again, I don't want to get too technical. Incentives and rewards. Give your customers rewards. Very funny story. There's a particular supermarket in my estate I always buy from. You know why? Christmas, they give me a hamper. And they put inside that hamper anything I've bought a lot. In fact, last year, they didn't give me my hamper on time, and I started harassing them. They give me the incentives and rewards that show me that I am an important customer to them. And the last point, and it's in bold and black, customer feedback. What is the customer saying about the product? What is the customer saying about the service? What is the customer saying about optimization? And if we go to the next slide, as you all know, I work for Amazon Web Services. Jeff Bezos is the founder of Amazon. And as a company, we are customer obsessed. So going on to the next slide. The question I'm asking now is, who would you want on your team? Let us think back to World Cup. All right, we'll go straight into voting. Who is voting for A? I'm almost afraid though. Okay, who is voting for B? Come on. Another round of applause for our guy, Jare. 100%. But they're not recording this, so I'm impartial as the judge. But look at our guy now. How you see him? Yeah. So well done. I still don't agree with flavor, but this one, I agree. So moving on to the next slide. You see, do you like your team? Can you see how excited you got when you saw Ronaldo, when you saw Messi? Do you feel that way with people that work with you, right? And some of you, your business is still very small. You have one person, or it might be you alone. Some of you have built bigger businesses. It's very important to make sure you're treating the people that work in your business really well, right? And going on to the next slide. You have to make sure you're not the only carrier of the vision in your team. If you have more than one person, it can't be every time they want to ask about the business, ask about the company, they're coming to you because nobody else understands it. In each person in your team, and coach them up to a level. You need to make sure everybody has defined goals, and you create an amazing culture, and you reward people for the work they're doing. Stop thinking they're doing you a favor because you pay them a salary. No. You have to treat them well. Create that enabling environment. So I think we're on to the last one, which is the one that we get. Next slide, please. Oh, no. I wanted to talk about this. Apologies. If I had seen my slides, it would have been easier. This is Paystack. How many of you know Paystack? So Paystack is an amazing story. And if you have not read the story, go back and look at it. The two founders are from a Nigerian university. They built in Nigeria, and in fact, they run on Amazon Web Services as well. Now, what's so amazing about Paystack is that the culture in the company is so good, people do not resign. One of their values is kindness. This company was acquired by Stripe for $200 million. They are counted as one of the unicorns in Africa. In Africa, Nigerian grown by Nigerian undergraduates. Yeah, I hope this story inspires you. Whatever idea you're thinking of is possible. But the difference with them is that when they were building, they built a high-performing team by having a great culture. So the last one we're going to talk about now is the one that I see startups and businesses talk to me a lot about, and that is money. The next slide. The money. And I'm wrapping up. This is the last section. So the next slide. So we have two amazing tycoons of business, right? And I'm going to ask you which billionaire you want to be, because we're all going to be billionaires, right? No. Are we all going to be billionaires? So we have Mr. Tony Elumelu. Yeah. Put your hands together for him. He has done a lot of great work. The foundation, his impact in the industry, renowned. Then we have Aliko Dangote, that has done diversified businesses across different verticals. Amazing. But you see, one is very vocal on social media, Abby, and one is not. So the question is, when you become a billionaire, when? Which billionaire would you like to be like? So, no, we have to vote. So who is voting for A? You better clap for B, because we don't know if he's in this room. Who is voting for B? I think for this one, no one won. Let it be, just in case they're in the audience and they can make some of us billionaires. So on to the next slide. The question before you become a billionaire is your business profitable? Now, some of you don't know because you mix your personal money with your business account, and MoneyPoint is here. MoneyPoint is also an AWS startup. It's something MoneyPoint is actually promoting, being able to separate your personal and your business account. It's very important. That's the only way you know if your business is profitable. It's the only way you can reinvest in your business to grow. But the question a lot of businesses ask me is, how do I find money to fund my business, right? Capital. Where do you get money from? So if you go to the next slide, you'll see there are quite a number of places. Family and friends is usually the first part. People that know you, people that trust you. They can put some money in for you to get started. This is usually what we call the pre-seed phase. You're getting money to water the seed so your business can grow. Now, this is a place that I find a lot of small businesses and startups don't look enough at. Incubators, accelerators, competitions, grants. There are people I have met in this room that give equity-free funding for your startup, some up to 1 million naira. You have to look for these kind of places and organizations. They will fund your business, and especially grants. If you go and search, you see there are lots of grants for undergraduates, for female founders, for tech foundations. And then we have a lot of industries that are doing the same. When His Excellency was speaking, I was actually extremely inspired because, you know, when you have somebody that understands industry, understands corporate, and comes into government, it's a rare opportunity for us. He gets this. So also look for opportunities within the state. The third thing is venture capital and angel investors. Angel investors, we have a lot of them in Nigeria. And VCs. A lot of VCs have on their website where you can submit your idea. But for those of you that are looking for how to cold call, I will advise you to look at Michael Sibel's, he has a video on Y Combinator YouTube page that teaches you the framework of putting together that cold email to reach out to angel investors. And then business loans. If you don't know if your business is profitable, you don't know your revenues, the cost of operations, don't take a business loan because it requires quite a lot of structured approach. But see the place that people forget you can get money from. And that is revenue from your customers. You see, if your customers keep telling you the things they want, you can keep billing them for the things they want and providing it for them, increasing your revenue. Customers, I feel, should always be your first source of revenue. Increase your sales, increase your products, increase your services, and keep on providing that excellent customer support. I'm going to close with this story, and I don't know how many of you know it. In the next slide. How many of you are familiar with MailChimp? Is nobody using MailChimp? Are the hands not high enough? So some of you are familiar with MailChimp. MailChimp is a newsletter, an email marketing company. This is Dan and this is Bruce. These are the two co-founders of MailChimp. MailChimp sold for $12 billion, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, without any VC funding. They have never raised. Never. They used revenue to grow their business. So it is possible. So don't only try and build a product, get some small traction, and then start looking for who will fund you to grow. Look at this. There's a startup I'm consulting for, and they want to now start scaling outside Nigeria. And they wanted to go and do a raise to scale for marketing efforts. And I said, but you have customers. Is there anything your customer is asking for that you can give to the customer and bill? And we actually went through that scaling, and they were able to get the money from revenue. And this is not to say VCs are not amazing, because right now we have VCs that are providing, in quotes, smart capital, where they can give you networking opportunities and connect you, right? But I do want you to stop limiting yourself by just waiting for the raise. Now, on to the next slide. We're going to do our final votes. This is, I think, my last slide. Are we ready? Okay. Are we going on to the next slide? So are we voting for A? Are we voting for B? Do you know who that is? Oh, really? It's me. Doesn't look like me. So who is voting for A? Oh my gosh. Who is voting for B? But you guys know it's me, right? Anyway, I just want to thank you very much for this time. My details are on the next slide. If you guys want to reach out, I'm available on social media, and my website is naponwosa.com. Thank you so much.